All Blacks will surpass the Springboks this year in the World Rugby rankings. A massively important year in international rugby this year, as the end of the year pools for the 2027 Rugby World Cup get decided based off World Rugby rankings. Springboks have a tough year with 2 games away in New Zealand, 1 away versus Ireland, 1 away versus France, and a certain pundit thinks the All Blacks will surpass Springboks this year in the World Rugby rankings. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Will South Africa keep that number 1 spot on the world rankings? Can someone eclipse them? Is it a good idea to pick the pools based off World Rugby rankings at the end of the year? What do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So our main man, Sir John Kirwan, on Rivals podcast with Victor Matfield, believes that the All Blacks will eclipse the Springboks this year in the world rankings. He believes that the Springboks have a massively tough year ahead of them and can see the Springboks dropping down the world rankings. As quoted in the Rivals podcast but reported by Planet Rugby, New Zealand will be 1, Ireland will be 2, and South Africa will be 3. France will be 4 because they don't really care about internationals. They only care about World Cups and the Six Nations. So this is John Kirwan on the world rankings by the end of this year. And he also said New Zealand have got an easier route this year, so I won't be surprised if New Zealand are first. I can't believe I'm saying this, is what he also said. Like I said, it's a very, very important year for rugby, for all international teams, because the World Cup 2027 pools get decided off the back of world rankings this year. So obviously the higher you are in the world rankings, the easier pool you are most likely to get. So how teams endure this international season will be hugely beneficial or have massive repercussions when it comes to the World Cup in 2027. While Sir John Kirwan can be out there with a lot of his takes, in this recent podcast episode, he did also praise the Springboks quite a bit, saying that the Boks are the standard and that everyone is chasing them. But we're chasing South Africa now. As hard as it is to say, South Africa are leading world rugby in innovation and in World Cup titles. At some stage, we've got to go and beat the best team in the world. And so everyone's coming for South Africa, and I'm sure Rassie is aware of this. And that's it. That's why it's lonely at the top. Heavy wears the crown. When you're on top, everyone is coming for you. And if anyone knows about it, it's Rassie. Absolutely. We now need to win the series in New Zealand to make a point. It's not going to be good enough to walk off and lose to South Africa anymore. That's Sir John Kirwan on the All Blacks this year. All Blacks obviously closely losing to South Africa twice last year in South Africa. Very, very tight games they were. And Sir John Kirwan believes that they should have won at least one of those games. I'm kind of with him there. They were very close to winning those games. But again, being close don't mean anything. You're either scoring more points than the opposition or you're not. Victor Matfield believes that the Springboks can stay at number 1 if they win one of those away games over the All Blacks in New Zealand. If they beat them in that game, they will be number 1. If they don't get that right, they might be number 2 at the end of the year. 14 tests for the Springboks this year, a stacked international season. What does Coach Rassie have up his sleeve? This year, he definitely has depth up his sleeve. At the moment, 54 current players in the squad. Yes, not all of them are physically fit to play rugby right now, but still 54, a very big number of players in the squad. Barbarians, Italy and Georgia, the first few tests of the international season. Is this a good time for Rassie to rotate his players to play those games? Or does he pick his strongest side week in, week out to make sure by the end of the year, the Springboks are still at number 1 and can potentially get an easier pool in the Rugby World Cup 2027? While I'm saying that, any team that gets picked as the Springbok team, that is the strongest team at that time. I don't think there's ever a decision on a B team, or a weaker Springbok team. There is still a Springbok side. Whatever Rassie decides, or whoever Rassie decides to play versus whoever the opponent is, that is the strongest side at that moment. And having 54 guys to choose from definitely makes your life easier and or harder. What do you guys think of it? Do you just go guns blazing every single game, pick your team as if it is the World Cup final at the moment? Or do you rotate your team around? Who do you think is going to end at number 1 at the world rankings? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye.